Did you know that after the age of 50, your body can lose 3% to 8% of muscle strength per year? Now, do the math. In just 1 decade, that can mean a massive loss of the strength you once had. That's why so many people start struggling with things that used to be simple. Getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, standing still without losing balance, even walking with confidence. But while this becomes normal in many Western countries, in Japan, the reality is different. There are more than 90,000 people over the age of 100, and studies show that the vast majority of elderly Japanese maintain functional independence of their legs well into old age. It sounds unbelievable, but it's not magic. It's strategy. They understand how to use a powerful window that opens every night, the period before sleep, when the body begins to reduce stress, release recovery-related hormones, and prepare the system to rebuild tissues during sleep. Today you're going to see 7 simple exercises done before going to bed that help keep your legs strong, loose, and stable for decades. And before we begin, leave a comment with your name and the city you're watching from. I like knowing who's on this journey with us. Exercise 7. Knee to chest, lying down. This movement mainly works the iliopsoas, a deep muscle that connects the lower back to the femur. At the same time, it stretches the posterior chain, glutes, and the back of the thighs. The main benefit is releasing an area that is constantly tight and shortened in people who spend hours sitting. When you sit for long periods, this muscle becomes short, and the nervous system starts accepting that shortening as normal. Result? Locked hips, overloaded lower back, and poorer walking mechanics. How to do it? Lie on your back on a comfortable surface, bed or mat. Pull one knee toward your chest and hold the leg with both hands. The other leg stays extended and relaxed. The secret is to combine the stretch with deep diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale through the nose, and slowly exhale through the mouth. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the recovery mode, and helps the body disconnect from daily stress. Golden tip: gently press your lower back into the mattress or mat. This increases the effectiveness of the stretch and prevents compensation. Common mistakes: pulling the knee too hard and causing joint discomfort, letting the extended leg lift off the surface, holding your breath. Time: 30 to 45 seconds per leg, 2 to 3 times each side. Attention: if you have an acute herniated disc or a recent hip injury, do this with professional guidance. Exercise 6. Quadriceps stretch, side lying. The quadriceps is the main engine of the front of the thigh. It's essential for walking, standing up, climbing stairs, and protecting the joints. Over time, especially with lots of sitting and little movement, it shortens. And when it shortens, it alters knee and hip mechanics. How to do it? Lie on your side. Bend the top leg, bringing the heel toward the glutes. Hold the ankle with the hand on the same side. The key is the hip. Gently push it forward and keep the knee pointing backward. You should feel a moderate stretch in the front of the thigh, not sharp knee pain. Progression: over the weeks, bring the heel slightly closer to the glutes. Common mistakes: overarching the lower back, pulling aggressively and irritating the knee, letting the knee drift forward. Time: 30 to 60 seconds per side, repeat twice. Attention: people with patellofemoral pain or knee injuries should reduce the range of motion. Exercise 5. Hip rotation, lying down. This fixes one thing that destroys mobility after 60. A hip that won't rotate. When the hip doesn't rotate, the lower back compensates. And that's where chronic pain begins. Rotational movement also stimulates the production and distribution of synovial fluid, the joint's natural lubrication, helping reduce stiffness. How to do it. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat, hip width apart. Keep your shoulders glued to the surface the entire time. Let both knees fall together to one side, only as far as comfortable. The goal is not to force the movement, but to work within what your hips allow today. Breathe deeply, relax, and let gravity do the work. Tip: start small and gradually increase day by day. Common mistakes: lifting the shoulders and turning it into a spinal twist, pushing the knees with your hands, holding your breath. Time: 20 to 30 seconds per side, 2 to 3 times. Attention: avoid if you've had recent hip surgery or serious instability. Exercise 4. Ankle circles. A stiff ankle is a perfect recipe for tripping, falling, and a heavy, inefficient walk. More than that, limited ankle mobility disrupts proprioception, your ability to sense your body in space. How to do it. Sit on the edge of the bed or on a chair, spine upright. Lift one foot off the floor and make slow circles with the ankle, drawing a large circle in the air. Each full circle should take at least 3 seconds. Do 10 circles in one direction and 10 in the other. Switch feet. This exercise is quick, but greatly improves circulation, reduces swelling, and lowers the risk of nighttime cramps. Common mistakes: moving too fast with small circles, moving the entire leg instead of just the ankle, stopping at the first mild muscular discomfort. This is normal at the beginning. Total: about 2 minutes for both feet. Attention: if you've had a recent ankle sprain or an unhealed fracture, avoid this exercise. And since we're here, if this type of content helps you, subscribe to the channel. Long-term change comes from good information applied daily. Exercise 3. Single leg balance. Here we train something almost no one trains until they fall. Balance isn't just strength. It's the connection between muscles and the nervous system. When the stabilizers of the foot and ankle weaken, your fall risk skyrockets. How to do it. Stand near a wall or the bed for support if needed. Lift one foot and keep the knee bent at about 90 degrees. Hold for 30 seconds. Don't turn into a rigid statue. Allow the body to make natural micro-adjustments. Fix your gaze on a point at eye level. This gives the brain a stable reference. Switch legs. Do 2 rounds per side. Progression. Close your eyes for a few seconds during the exercise. Common mistakes: tensing the entire body and holding your breath. Looking down, giving up as soon as you start wobbling. That's when the training actually happens. Time: 30 seconds per leg. 2 rounds. Attention: if you have severe vertigo or untreated vestibular issues, proceed with caution. Exercise 2. Legs up the wall. This is one of the most underrated exercises in the world. It uses gravity to help drain fluids that accumulate in the legs throughout the day. If you spend a lot of time sitting or standing, blood and fluids tend to pool in the lower body. Elevating the legs improves circulation, reduces swelling, and calms the nervous system. It also activates recovery mode, lowers heart rate, and helps prepare the body for sleep. How to do it. Lie on the floor near a wall. Scoot your hips as close to the wall as possible. Extend your legs up the wall, relaxed. If needed, place a small pillow under your lower back. Breathe deeply and relax. Time: 10 to 15 minutes, once per night. Common mistakes: staying too far from the wall and straining the lower back. Keeping the legs tense. Doing it right after a very heavy meal. Attention: people with glaucoma or high eye pressure should avoid inversions. Pregnant women should consult a doctor. Exercise 1. Glute bridge. Now, the real engine of the legs. The gluteus maximus is one of the most important muscles in the body. When it weakens, the knees suffer, the lower back suffers, balance declines, and the body enters a cycle of compensation that accelerates wear and tear. The bridge activates the glutes, hamstrings, and lower back stabilizers the right way. How to do it? Lie on your back with knees bent and feet firmly on the bed or mat, hip-width apart. Arms by your sides. Push through your heels, not your toes. Lift your hips and strongly squeeze your glutes at the top. At the highest point, your body should form a straight line from shoulders to knees, without arching the lower back. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, lower with control, and repeat. Tip: imagine you're holding a coin between your glutes at the top. This increases activation. Sets: 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. 30 to 45 seconds of rest. Common mistakes: pushing through the toes instead of the heels, hyperextending the lower back at the top, dropping down too fast, and losing control. Attention: if you have acute lower back pain, a recent injury, or an untreated herniated disc, do this with guidance. Bonus: calf raises, the second heart. The calves are called the second heart because they help pump blood back to the heart against gravity. When they're weak, circulation worsens, swelling increases, and the risk of cramps goes up. Strong calves also improve balance and reaction time when you trip. How to do it? Stand on the edge of a step or a firm surface with your heels hanging off. Hold on to something stable if needed. Rise up onto your toes as high as possible, and squeeze the calves for 1 second at the top. Lower slowly until you feel a full stretch, with the heels below step level. The secret is full range of motion, maximum height at the top and maximum stretch at the bottom. Smart variation: 1 set with feet parallel, 1 with feet slightly turned out, 1 with feet slightly turned in sets. 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps, 30 seconds rest. Common mistakes: doing half reps. Bouncing up with momentum, never changing foot position. Attention: if you have acute Achilles tendinitis or plantar fasciitis in an inflammatory phase, avoid this exercise. If you want to see another exercise widely used in Asian communities to fix years of neglecting the body, there's a video appearing on the screen right now showing everything step by step. Don't miss it. Thank you for staying until the end. God bless you, my friend.